This is the Hub on Hollywood. I'm James.
I'm Jamie.
And we are in Salem, Massachusetts. Very spooky right now.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few interesting things already.
We have
a short walk.
Yeah, we've seen the Sanderson sisters. We've seen a guy try to get out of chains.
Yeah, that took him a while, and it wasn't. It didn't seem like he was getting anywhere.
No, I think he was trying to get more money first. I think he was more determined to get cash than get out of those chains. But we're here in Salem, the witch city, the Halloween capital of the world. We are here for several reasons. One, to talk to the people, talk to folks who are dressed up as some of their favorite movie characters. And also, we're also here to meet the cast members in person of Hocus Pocus. We interviewed them last week for our episode. Omri Katz, Jason Marsden, Vanessa Shaw, and we are going to meet Thora Birch tonight.
Right, exactly. And, they're our new best friends.
They are.
They're waiting for us.
They are.
We get to have a little bit of that fun here in the capital of their cult. As we were talking about, we've seen a bunch of people already dressed in that Hocus Pocus sort of theme. But we've seen a number of other interesting things, mostly in the witch category.
Right, a lot of witches tonight.
Yeah, but I've also seen some elves. I think I saw an Elmo or a couple of
I've seen a pumpkin
things.
or two. So we're here in one of the busiest spots in Salem. We're going to be, again, as we mentioned, talking to folks who are dressed up in some of the best movie costumes.
Yeah.
I heard that the go-to costume this year is Barbie and Ken.
Yes.
You yourself were going to dress up as Ken, right?
Yes, as Ken.
Ken, yeah.
Exactly. Can you feel the Kenergy?
The Kenergy.
Yeah.
We are Knuff.
Oh, there is Cousin It right there. No,
the It clown
from Clown. The It from Clown. The clown from It.
The clown from It.
And that was very good. There was a lot of blood. A lot of blood. Very, very,
very grotesque.
Scary.
We have, of course, the regular musical performances. But yeah, so we have we've seen It. I've yet to see a Barbie. Which Barbie were you going to be? Or are you still going to be? There's still
Barbie.
Time. Depression Barbie.
I was going to be the Barbie's Solidarity pink jumpsuit at the end. So there's Michael Myers we're passing by right now. I just feel like maybe Salem is not the Barbie energy sort of place. It's more of a darker,
another
spookier
Michael Myers, yeah.
Sort of. Yeah, there's a couple of Michael Myers.
I like that.
Walking around with what we would presume to be fake knives, one would hope.
Now here's the question though. So for people that we want to interview, because Halloween is my favorite horror movie, so we're going to see maybe that same Michael Myers, maybe some other ones. Are they going to be willing to talk to us, or are they going to stay in character and not say a word and just stare at us
that would be
awkwardly?
Very creepy. They have a number of really great... there's
another Michael Myers. This is the third Michael Myers we've seen.
They have really great ghost tours here. I don't know if that's Queen Elizabeth. It might be.
And Commodore.
So they have really great ghost tours and things like that. How would we know, James, if amongst this giant crowd of people there isn't a real phantasm walking among them? I would really like to interview them.
No, well, speaking of phantasms, we have the monster from Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Who has his own little electrocution energizer table. He's trying to work it, but it's not working.
There we go. Respect the chair.
We are feeling some raindrops.
Oh no!
I was expecting
the hair's
the rain
gonna get bigger.
Start showing up. You're gonna be who's that one with the very large hair, like Shaka Khan, or like who has like the really big puffy hair?
All the '80s ones.
All the
I don't
80s
know.
Ones. That'll be Jamie by the end of the night.
I know. I feel it. The hair is rising. People, it has a life of its own.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Maybe it's because we're still a week away from official Halloween, but not too many people dressed up. I think people are like, we're not dressed up. Maybe we're adding to the disappointment. Okay, so we have a predator over here. Let's ask him how the final predator dies. In the number one, in the first movie, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hi, good evening. Hi, my name is James. This is Jamie. We're hosts of the Hub on Hollywood podcast, talking about local movies and everything. We're talking to the people who are dressed as most iconic characters from movies. Can you describe for our listeners, who are you?
I'm a Predator. I'm Witch City Predator. I'm a little bit different from the movie. I'm not technically accurate, but I am almost 90% homemade, so that's part of the reason why.
Okay, well, you're clearly identifiable. I spotted you a mile away. Like, that's the Predator universe.
You know, it's funny because what will happen is I will get people who know the Predator, right? But then I'll get these kids, and they know me from Fortnite. It's like, oh, I have your skin in Fortnite. I'm like, what? You've never seen the movie? And then I get the little kids, and they just run up and hug my leg. I don't even know what they're thinking I am. So I'm glad it's a little bit recognizable.
So my plan for tonight is to ask movie trivia questions for those dressed up as movie characters.
Okay.
So can I ask you, in the first Predator movie, who is this may be a lob, a softball, but who is the Predator going up against in Predator in the first one?
Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Ding,
Yeah,
ding,
that's
ding.
right.
That's a good one. Here's a second. Have you in Predator 2? Who is the main, protagonist in that one?
Talking about Danny Glover.
Danny
Wow.
Glover. There we go. Look at
Nice
this, 2 for
job.
2. Love it. Can we go for the third one? The final trivia question for the Predator here in Salem, Massachusetts. What was the way that the first Predator died? How did Arnold Schwarzenegger's character kill that Predator?
Oh, he didn't. He blew up. He blew up. They were fighting. He dropped a log on his head, but basically he used his arm self-destruct device, and Arnold took off running.
Pro.
Very good.
That was a trick
Very
question.
good.
That was a trick question, and you nailed it. Congratulations. I don't know what prize you get, but except for the recognition that you are truly a true Predator here in Salem, Massachusetts.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love
All
it.
right.
How long will you be out here, either today or this week? Where can people see you?
I will definitely be out Sunday. From everything we're hearing is that it's going to be like a downpour tomorrow. So you're not going to see a lot of people in costume. It's not good for the costumes.
Right.
But Sunday's supposed to be beautiful. I'll definitely be back. I live in Salem, so.
What do people need to do in Salem if they come down here and visit, besides see you?
Besides see me, you know, they've got rides set up on the Common now. They only do that for the last couple of weekends. I would definitely book a tour. I would definitely book a Bewitched tour and ask for Sarah. Sarah Black is fantastic at that. But there's some really unique shops. A lot of people think, oh, I got to go to Hex, I got to go to the witch shops and stuff like that. Emporium 32 is fantastic. It's an experience just going in there. The same thing with Blackcraft. And that reminds me, Blackcraft now has a haunt right next door. I haven't done it yet. I'm supposed to do it as soon as I can. I cannot wait. I hear that it is very high quality. That's another great thing they could do.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Well, thank you for your time. I can't get your name.
Oh, it's my real name?
Yes. we may not include it, but
use
if you want.
just your first name if you want. Yeah.
Well, I go by Witch City Predator on Instagram.
Excellent.
And My Secret Salem on Instagram,
Okay.
because I live locally.
Well,
my real name is James Maxim.
Excellent. Well, we'll direct people to your Instagram.
Awesome.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's go find our second
That was very
movie.
good. Very good.
No, that was very
He was
fun.
right on it. Look,
Yeah.
if you're going to dress as someone, you've got to know.
Scarecrow. Okay, he keeps going.
So he's mentioning rides on the Common.
On the
here,
Common,
the
yeah.
Salem Common.
That's where the folks with Hocus Pocus are going to be on the Common on October 21st, doing autographs and photographs.
Wow. That's also where one of the scenes was shot when he got the girl's phone number.
Okay.
Okay.
So here's the Scream Killer. How's it going? My name is James. This is Jamie. We're with the Hub on Hollywood podcast in Boston.
Hi, James and Jamie.
Hi.
Really quick. So we're going around interviewing people who are dressed as, because we're a movie TV podcast. So we're going around interviewing people dressed as awesome movie characters. So for our listeners, can you describe who are you?
I am Billy Loomis as Ghostface.
Okay, so we're going around asking about, the character, and we're doing some trivia. That's gonna be my first question of who was the killer in the first Scream, but you got it right off the bat.
And along with Stu for the second in the original.
Very good. So
He
you're already on top of this. So is Scream your favorite horror franchise, or which is it?
So Scream and Halloween are my two favorites, but since I am Ghostface right now, that is the allegiance that I am choosing today.
Excellent. Trivia question, how many Scream movies are there?
There are 6. The 6th one came out earlier this year.
And that was starring
Jenna
Miss...
Ortega, I'm forgetting the rest of the the cast. But Jenna Ortega, of course, is the main one.
She's like the standout of it.
Yeah.
What do you think about the last one? Because I know some people were split, but I think overall people are a fan of Jenna Ortega in the movies.
Yes, I am. But the sixth one, I was so with them being in New York. I like the idea of them being in New York, but some of the kills I liked, but I really liked the fifth one.
The fifth one.
The soft reboot, you know.
Huh.
The requel, as they were saying. But I enjoyed the fifth one a lot, but the first one is all-time favorite in that franchise. Maybe fifth one would be number two, but the other ones aren't really memorable to me.
Yeah. I think, honestly, I'll be honest, I haven't seen the last maybe 3 Scream movies, but the first 2 for me in my book are my top tier favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Excellent. So how long are you here tonight? How long are you here this week? When and where can people see you while they're in Salem?
So I live actually down the street at a Salem State University. I'm a college student, so I just take advantage of the situation. But the money's just a bonus, you know. But just being able to be around and like, I don't go after scaring kids. If anything, they come up to me, I give them a high five, I give them a fist bump. But usually when I don't have class in my internship, I'm down here. When it comes to October, I don't know if I'll be here tomorrow with the rain, but if it's sunny and I'm not busy, I'm usually here in the afternoons. So, yeah.
Excellent.
And
Thank
evenings as well. I'm usually here until like 9, 10 o'clock. Once the crowd starts fitting out, that's when I'm done.
And what's your favorite thing to do here in Salem? What do people need to do
So actually,
if they're out
right
here?
now, funny enough, that down the street, right by Salem State University at the Pioneer Village, there's a Salem Night Fair that goes on. It's going on right now. It's from 5 to 10. It's at the Pioneer Village where they filmed Hocus Pocus. And they have kind of like a Halloween farmer's market with a lot of like different trinkets. It's a great mood, and it only costs $5 to get in. So if you can do anything in Salem, I would do that. I would just get there early because the lines are long. But even if you're in the line for an hour, I would say it's definitely worth it.
Speaking about Hocus Pocus, did you hear that the cast of Hocus Pocus, they're in town?
Yes, I did hear that. I forget the initial details, but I know that there'll be a bit bar, right?
Yeah. And then they'll be on the Common tomorrow signing autographs and taking photos. But Omri Katz, Vanessa Shaw, Jason Marsden, and Thora Birch. Some of them haven't been here in 30 years. We talked to them on the episode last week. So if you check out our Hub on Hollywood episode from last week, we interviewed them and we told them, like, the Salem that you were in 30 years ago is not the same Salem that it is now. It's so much bigger, so much busier too.
Yeah, exactly. But I even heard that when they were going to film the second one, but they even Disney asked Salem about doing it, but because of how popular it is, Salem around this time of the year, or just in general, they just couldn't handle the production, so that's why the second one was not filmed in Salem, which was a bit of a bummer. But, you know, I still enjoyed the second one, but the first one is still my favorite of the two.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
All right.
Awesome. But can we get your name?
Yeah, I am Will Reagan.
Will? Excellent. Well, thank you so much. Have a great night, spooky, scary night, and we appreciate it. All right, we're on a roll.
We are on a roll, and all of them know their movie trivia.
They know their movie stuff.
That's great. I love that.
Again, another trick question I was going to ask him, but he knew that in Scream 1 there were 2 killers. So very, very cool.
I love that you're here, James, because my horror movie knowledge is not up to snuff.
I am a horror fiend around here. And so I'm
too much of a softie.
I'll be honest, we haven't seen too many scary movies this year. My wife is notoriously not a fan of scary movies, and so we kind of stay away from it. However, we did watch Signs.
Yeah,
by
really?
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah. Before everybody hated him.
Yeah, before everybody hated him. I was a big. I still like the movie. I have a soft spot in my heart for it. My wife enjoyed it, but she was like, it wasn't as great as you were saying. She had seen it, but it's been a while since she saw it.
Yeah.
But I still like it.
I think for its time when it came out, it was different.
Yeah,
there wasn't a movie just quite like it. So.
No.
But since, I can see how it might not impress viewers nowadays.
How many people do you think are dressed as M. Night Shyamalan tonight? There must be many.
0.
I believe there are many among us.
Among us. Oh, fried dough.
Fried. Oh, I thought is that a movie villain horror monster?
I'm just hungry.
It'd be a delicious
Even though
monster.
we had a great burger, plenty of like really great restaurants, excellent food.
Shout out to the
lots of
Boston
activities.
Burger Company.
Yeah. Very yummy.
Okay, so we are actually approaching the Common. So we were told that there were rides here, and we'll see if anybody's having fun, which I'm sure many people are.
Yes. I like the witch legs here from
from Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz, right?
Yeah, I like that. So I'll be honest, I'm actually kind of pleasantly surprised that this isn't as flooded as possible. Now, granted, this is a week and a half before actual Halloween, but and there are a lot of people. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of people here, but it doesn't feel as claustrophobic as I was imagining or picturing.
I don't know if maybe that has a little bit to do with the
we're
weather.
We're getting swarmed. Let's break through this crowd right here.
Oh my goodness, we are not on this tour.
Excuse me. All right.
We almost got swept
those
up
were
in
zombies.
one of those.
Those were Night of the Living Dead zombies.
Right.
All right, so we are approaching the Common. This is also a very big hot spot for the city.
Listen, I think the last person we interviewed, he said it's worth the 1 hour wait to get into this Halloween-themed fair that they've got going on here. That's a pretty big statement.
Interesting.
There are very few things that I would wait an hour for.
Right.
Wait.
So
I don't think that I would.
Speaking of spooky stuff, we're here right in front of the Hawthorne Hotel, which was named one of the most or best haunted hotels in the nation.
How do you have are there any haunted hotels that are best? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you get to interact with the ghosts?
So funny you ask.
Okay.
So they have. We'll go left here, but they have at least 2 haunted rooms where furniture has reportedly moved around on its own, and weird noises have happened. But there's also, I believe, on the 7th floor, people have seen an apparition of a woman walking the hallways.
I see.
So, pretty spooky, if you ask me.
Right.
If you ask me.
There are also a number of people who maybe partake.
They're probably partaking, it happens. But we're not here to judge.
All right, so we've got the Salem Witch Museum in front of us across
and
the
look,
way there,
Jamie,
and we're crossing the road. More food.
More food,
Yay!
Jamie. So we're here at the Common, and we are right across from the Salem Witch Museum. Again, you could look left and look right, and you'll see one hotspot, favorite go-to place for Halloween, wherever you look, wherever you go. Now, one thing you may notice also when you're walking around here, a lot of these houses, obviously they're decorated. They have their, ghouls and monsters and vampires and witches all on the front lawn. But you'll often see signs saying private property, do not touch, do not trespass, because people, when they walk into Salem, I think they forget that it's an actual city and people actually live here, and you can't just trample on their lawns and stuff.
And it's not just a giant movie set and all that. So it looks like the Salem Witch Museum is open late tonight. They're having, let's see,
have you been there?
Witch Museum is sold out. Every time that I've tried to go to the Salem Witch Museum, it has been sold out.
It's cool.
Or closed.
Yeah,
but right now it is open.
I've been in there at least once, and it's a nice history lesson of what happened.
And everywhere
He's
you
telling
go,
a spooky story.
Oh yeah, did you hear that about the ghost pulling the toes?
Yeah.
So everywhere you go, you could get swept up by random tours going on and listen in.
And one thing they don't want you to know is that you could just join those groups. If you're walking around in a group of 20 or 30, and there's somebody walking around, just walk 5 feet up behind them. They can't really tell you not to. And just kind of lean in, listen to the story, and then just bounce afterwards.
Yeah.
The worst thing you can do is say hey, what are you doing? And just say, I'm walking slowly behind you.
That or the ghost will come for you.
So I feel like the rain was forecasted to come down around 9 o'clock, but it's 7 o'clock right now. It's not a downpour, which is a good thing.
No. Oh my God.
But it's enough to make you shiver.
I am glad that the Bit Bar will most likely be dark.
Yes.
And no one will see the extent of my frizzy hair and running makeup.
Remember a second ago I said, you know what, it doesn't seem so crowded.
And now we're being pushed into the road.
Now we're getting pushed into the road. Oh, and cars. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Parking in Salem, you do not want to mess up during this time of year because they come out with a vengeance.
That is the second Toad car we've seen go by
in a matter of a couple hours, but it's only expected to ramp up. So we're going to go down this busy street one more time.
All right.
So again, it's been a while since you've been in Salem. What are your initial thoughts? What are you thinking?
Well, like you mentioned...
Underwhelming? Overwhelming?
No, I think it's just perfect. Like you mentioned earlier, I
Right.
was expecting it to be way more overcrowded and a little bit more overwhelming. But this is actually totally doable. This is actually totally bearable and a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of interesting acts in the middle of the road. Plenty of entertainment there on the Common. So it's definitely a good vibe. It's a spooky vibe. I'm up for it. Yeah, it's been about 14 years. Since I've been here.
That's nuts.
My husband is afraid of crowds. But hey, it's not actually
You should
that
dress
bad.
up as a crowd.
As a crowd?
Just
yeah.
put 3 or 4 more heads on your
He'll just
shoulder.
run away from
and just
me?
walk towards him slowly.
I see.
But in a good steady pace.
I'll tell him it was your idea once he disowns me. Yeah. You don't have any fear like that? What would be your embodied fear that if you saw it walking down the road right now in Salem, you would turn around and run the opposite way?
A tax collector. You know what? Honestly, again, because I grew up loving horror movies, so I don't know. Not much has. I mean, as a kid, yeah, lots of stuff scared me. Ghosts, possessions. I grew up Catholic, and so anytime The Exorcist or any kind of
too.
possession kind of thing would occur, that got my blood pumping.
I saw a fabulous meme of this guy who is kidnapped by the. You want to play a game?
Oh,
Which
yeah,
one is
Saw.
That? Saw, right. Okay, the guy gets kidnapped by Saw. Saw says, do you want to play a game? And he hands him a baby. And the guy starts freaking out. He's like, that's not He's like, that's not a game, that's life.
Yeah.
No! He was more afraid of the baby than anything else. I love my 2 kids. I think 2 is enough.
Oh, they're the Sanderson sisters.
Oh, let's grab them.
Let's catch them. Sisters, do you have a quick second? We're with the Hub on Hollywood podcast.
Ooh.
Yes. So we're going around talking to folks dressed in movie characters.
Yes.
And we saw you folks.
Yes.
We have some trivia questions for you.
Oh, I don't know about the trivia questions. What's a trivia question?
These are mysterious secrets that must be revealed when I present a question to you.
Oh, I see. All right. Perhaps we have time for 1 or 2. What's your question?
When did you reappear in Salem back in the 90s?
Back in the 90s? Well, that was on Halloween night. 1993, yes. As it was a virgin lit the black flame candle. Brought us back.
And what did somebody have to do in order to bring you back into the real world?
Well, a virgin had to light the candle, of course.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, darling.
Check out the Hub on Hollywood podcast.
Thank you, and check out Winnie's Rock Cauldron Cabaret, rockthecauldron.com. Ta-ta, darling.
Ta-ta. We got them.
Beautiful. We got the Sanderson sisters.
So we're going to go cold right now.
Yeah.
And we'll come back after the Bit Bar extravaganza with the Hocus Pocus cast.
And we'll let you know how that goes with the rest of the Hocus Pocus cast.
All right, let's go. Oh, what a night, Jamie. Oh, what a night. Yeah, it's just a bunch of Halloween. We were there partying with the cast as well as all the other Hocus Pocus fans last night at Bit Bar. We were not filming or recording inside the location because, of course, we want the cast to just be, free and do their own thing, not feel obligated to do interviews. And we also wanted to have a good time also. So we don't have any of that stuff, but we do have a couple photos from the photo shoot we took with Omri Katz, Jason Marsden, Vanessa Shaw. Thora Birch was also there. And Jamie, what are your thoughts? I thought it was a fantastic night.
And I thought we had so much fun. It was a really great honor to be there. But the music, the food, I wasn't expecting, the food to be out.
The food was a nice surprise.
But, the people who paid to get in, that was a very nice touch for them. And
a lot of people.
The drinks were great. It was a lot of people. Everyone was dressed up. The matron
Did you notice?
of ceremonies.
Did you notice Jason called us out? No, I think it was Omri called us out for not dressing up.
Oh, did he? Oh, gosh.
Yeah, he said,
I'm sorry.
What did he say? He said something about like, thanks for dressing up or something like that. But it wasn't good. It wasn't good fun. But they were dressed up. I believe Jason was dressed up in a pink. I don't know. I wouldn't say it was like who's that singer? Liberace.
Yes, but he was in.
I don't think he was dressed up as Liberace, but he had Liberace vibes, like fully pink gown with cape. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, the pink suit with the cape. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Vanessa looked stunning in her shimmering dress. Omri with a cool top hat, and Thora she went full face paint as well with a witch's hat.
Yes, she did. So that was fabulous. I had planned to dress up, James. I really did. But for one reason or another, because I'm a disaster, I did not come. I know I promised Omri that I would be a panda, that I would be dressed in the panda outfit from our interview last week on the Hub on Hollywood, which you should run over and check out because it was so much fun. But that's okay. We were still nerdy. I had a Harry Potter sweater on. You had Star Wars. We were still good to go. And what I really loved about Bit Bar were all of the retro video games that they had. And we did get tokens as well as a part of this celebration of Hocus Pocus. Apparently, you are very good at video games. Because I lost very badly. Are you good or am I just terrible?
Oh no, I am very good. But you did beat me at Street Fighter, I believe, and the Ninja Turtles. I was just smashing. I was smashing buttons. I was not doing very well. But the shooter games were good. The air hockey. Was I back-to-back champs? Did we do that? We did it once at least.
We did it once. You blew me out of the water.
Smoked.
Hey, I had some good shots too, though.
You did. Yeah, no, but it was so much fun. Of course, there were also drag performers, drag queens there that helped get the dance floor to pop. As well did we. I feel like we were like the stars of the dance floor for a while.
Yeah, no, I mean, we started that party. We got it going.
I think we did. Yeah. They owe us.
No, I think we were sufficiently compensated just by being there. But it was, I mean, if you came down to Bit Bar for this event, you got to see Jamie and James lighting up the dance floor. And really, everybody was kind of looking to us to lead that vibe, to lead that jam. Yeah. So,
and speaking of which, for those of us who were there at Bit Bar for It's Just a Bunch of Halloween, send us your photos because a lot of people were dressed up in really cool costumes, and so. Send us a message on our social medias at Hub on Hollywood. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. But send us your shots because, again, a lot of people they went all out with their costumes and everything. So and everybody looked like they're having such a great time. So send us that. We'll share them around also. But I do want to give a big thank you to Joe Manganaro and Brian Sims, also known as Bora. For putting everything together and inviting us out. It was a fantastic turnout. So I'm very happy for them. Very happy for the cast. Also, check out Joe's podcast. His last episode, I believe, was the interview with the Hocus Pocus cast. So check out the Horror Squad podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. So again, big shout out. It was a fantastic night.
It was, and we learned a lot about what to do in Salem around this time of the year. Halloween right around the corner this coming week, next week. So it's a great time to get down there, enjoy all the festivities. We took the train, James.
Yes.
It was a very long ride. However, we saved a lot of money by doing that. So if you guys don't mind riding the rails for a bit, that's a good way to get down there and enjoy everything that they've got going on, including the fair on the Salem Common there, all the ghost tours, all the museums, all the bars and restaurants and parties. We hope that you have a very excellent Halloween here in New England, where the Halloween movies are made.
Yeah, and I do want to say dress accordingly, because we were looking at the forecast and we knew it was going to probably get a little wet, and but the rain came sooner than expected, and so we had to find refuge at a tavern right before we going into the Bit Bar. But Saturday, we had like a mini nor'easter, what it felt like, a lot of wind, a lot of rain, and that definitely, if you were going out to see the cast, Friday was the day to do it. I really hope, I haven't seen any updates, but I really hope that the cast did, great with their autographs and photographs on Saturday, because they had this big tent, which looked very big and sturdy. So I hope that the people that were able to make it out there, brave the storm, brave the conditions, were still able to have a good time. But we were talking to, as we heard previously walking around Salem, from some of the costumed artists on the street, they were saying that, if it was raining, they likely wouldn't be out there again. So plan accordingly, check the weather, bring a jacket, bring an umbrella, and something warm. So, but no,
spooky.
Salem, it was popping. It was great. Had a great time.
Yeah.
I think we got in right before things got too crazy, too close to Halloween, where you can't walk without bumping into somebody. There was, fortunately, it got a good amount of space, to move around and roam around.
Yeah. Okay. So highlights of the night. What were some of your favorite parts of the night?
My favorite parts of the night, definitely the dance floor. The dance floor was great. Meeting the cast was great as well. And I did love and appreciate that it wasn't packed to the gills. And so those are my top 3 things that come to mind.
All right.
What about you?
Definitely the dance floor. As you said, meeting the cast, because they're so wonderful and gracious and fun. And just walking around Salem. Like the vibe. I believe I mentioned this while we were walking around. I hadn't been there in 14 years. It's been a long time. The vibe, the energy, the sights, the sounds. I just loved being present there. So, it was a great night. Now, what was the worst part of the night, James?
The worst part of the night.
There weren't many. There was not.
Yeah, there really weren't. The commute was a little long, but I would say that you really felt it on the way back. That was just after the whole night of walking around and being up nearly 24 hours, but that's on me. But maybe again, the rain could have been worse. So I would say that was my least favorite part, but fortunately it wasn't as bad as what we saw on Saturday. So I'll take that.
Okay, ladies.
The good with the bad.
Listen, ladies, plan ahead, okay? Because I did not plan accordingly. I went down there, I got my hair all wet. It was a great party, but I feel like I looked like a little bit like a wet rat. Doesn't matter. It was just, just plan accordingly, like James said. Bring an umbrella and your best costumes and all of that. But overall, a fantastic night. So much fun. And we will let you know when the next big event like this goes down, and you can party with us and the celebrities who make the movies here in New England.
Absolutely. So be sure to follow us on the @Hub on Hollywood. Follow us on the social medias, on YouTube. Like and subscribe, and also you can listen to us anywhere you get your podcasts. And stay with us, because not only do we have the great interviews, the great look at the New England filming industry, but also latest updates when it comes to the film industry as a whole, including the current ongoing SAG-AFTRA strike.
That's right. And the negotiations were on pause for a bit. The streaming services they are very far apart at this point in at revenue sharing being the main sticking point at this point. And that's a big no-no for SAG-AFTRA. So they are going back to the table. They will be back negotiating next week starting Tuesday. Hopefully they can close that gap. And the actors can start getting paid a livable wage, a sustainable livelihood, to continue making the great content that we do for you and you and you and you, right?
And you.
Thank you for listening to the Hub on Hollywood. So yes, we will have continued updates on that on our podcast and on our social medias. So make sure you follow accordingly.
Awesome. Well, this was a great, fantastic episode of the Hub on Hollywood. Hopefully, if you are not able to make it to Salem, you got the vibe, you got the gist as Jamie and I walked around town. But again, be sure to catch us on the next ones, and we can't wait to see you then.
All right. Until then, James, I'm Jamie.
I'm James.
You're James. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya.